Welcome to our Rolemaster Actual play session. Twilight of the Old Order and Ain't No Place for a Hero are two campaigns currently co-joined, set in the world of Duranarki, the continent of men. In this gritty, cutthroat world, politics, religion, and commerce are all intertwined and reign supreme. Characters need to be both smart and ruthless to survive. We hope you enjoy our story, and, as always, may the dice roll in your favor. This is episode 124 of Twilight of the Old Order, and episode 101 of Ain't No Place for a Hero. The two parties have reunited some days back, and now find themselves thrust into the heart of a perilous mission on a long-forgotten, dismal island. We pick up the story with the party outside the cave and poised for their next move on their foes inside. Hello, I'm Chris, otherwise known as GM Chance, and as you can see on screen, we are very pleased to welcome you to our story. Or, as I now quite repetitively say, it's actually not story, but rather stories. There are two campaigns, two games that have been running for quite some period of time. They're set in the same world, they're set at the same time in the same world, and these two games, these two campaigns, have woven in and out of a story with each of them. And on this would be the third occasion where 6 characters from Twilight of the Old Order and 7 characters from Ain't No Place for a Hero have joined up together. The two parties will eventually split. We will go back to having two distinct games, two distinct campaigns at some stage, most likely anyway, unless there's an outcry by our fans and indeed by our players. But currently there are 13, and you can see them up on screen, 13 characters in play, and a number of players of those characters that will introduce themselves to you in a second. Just part of my usual patter at the beginning of each video is just to say thank you very much indeed for the kind people who have been commenting on our videos. There's been quite a bit of discussion recently in various social media sites, some stuff on YouTube itself and also other media platforms, asking questions about our game and just generally showing interest. And also, little bit by little bit, our numbers are still are going up. What we would say to you, gentle viewer, perhaps you've stumbled across this game for the first time, or maybe you've come back a couple of times. If you haven't already, we'd really appreciate either a like down below or even better, a subscribe. A little couple of seconds by you clicking a mouse button really does help this channel both grow, and also other people who are interested in these kind of actual play sessions find us. Thanks very much. Right, as mentioned, we will now hear from the players of each of those 13, there's a lot, 13 characters up on screen. And I believe, as per usual I think, we'll be kicking it off tonight with Pete. Take it away, Pete.
Hi, I'm Pete, and in this episode I'll be playing Leif. Leif is a half-elf warrior mage, which means he uses weapons as well as magic. He's a friendly fellow, very empathetic, and a really kind member of the party.
Kia ora, I'm Mason, and for this episode I'm playing Demos. He's a very attractive, very hunky, very buff mixed man. Really great with his spear and shield, and he can whip out some swords if he needs to. He's not the most intelligent person, but he makes up for it with a lot of kindness, a lot of gentleness, except for when he's fighting. and he's been with the party for a little while, has thoroughly enjoyed his time with them, is very much looking forward to saving the world, and on the side he is looking and hoping to find his long lost sister that was kidnapped a long time ago.
Hi, I'm Graham. I play Nyathano Sherakir. She is a Magent, which is a mix of stealthy skills, fighting skills, and magic skills, mentalism, magic of the mind. She is a complex character, something of a religious fundamentalist who believes in assassination as a sacred endeavour. She keeps that well hidden, however. She is, however, a dab hand with a short sword and uses her magic and sneaky ability to good use in sneaking up on her adversaries.
Hi, my name's Giles, and for this episode I'm playing Tarquin. So Tarquin is a young, ridiculously good-looking half-elf. During his early life and adolescence, he's been well trained in the gentle arts of thievery, charming others using his remarkably good looks, and of course, violence. He is in his own way a religious man, and he's out looking for some understanding as to what's happened to his homelands.
Kia ora, I'm Alex, and for this episode I'm playing Keros. Keros is a young North woman. She's a weather mage, a pretty powerful weather mage with some very cool spells. She's quite sweet and kind, a bit emotionally labile, but wears a heart on her sleeve and a strong moral compass. She also has a companion, a cat called Victory, who's a very important member of the party, and Victory was rescued, oh there's Victory, a wee while ago from impending doom.
Hello, I'm Graham. I play Etienne Gilderflower. He is a genitrist, which is a type of paladin or holy warrior. He follows the teachings of Aphrodite, the goddess of love, and he believes that her will leads him on, and he makes decisions based on the dreams he receives or thinks he receives from his goddess. He has joined the party on the mission to, as he understands it, to save the old order, the world as they know it. He is a very charming, very good-looking man, a very eccentric man. Speaks in riddles and rhymes most of the time, but he believes in a higher purpose. He's a very dab hand with a sword, usually found in full plate.
Kia ora, I'm Pete, and I'll be playing Mithan in this episode. Mithan is a ranger. She's a high man. She's pretty good at outdoor skills, and she's a pretty good archer. She's not a people person. She doesn't really care about people's feelings, although she's beginning to in this party.
Hi, I'm Aidan, and I'm playing Grey. Grey is a very handsome half-elf who doesn't really believe in wearing shirts. He's constantly just displaying his body all the time, which, you know, he's got it, so he's flaunting it. He's got a bit of a tragic backstory. Pretty much everyone he's ever really cared about has been murdered brutally, but despite that, he's still a lovely guy. He's very caring, cares a lot about his teammates and also animals, loves animals, as he is a beastmaster, so he has the power to kind of I don't know, not control, well, he can control animals, but he can also kind of interact with them and understand them and get them to help him do what he needs to do. And when he's not using his magic, he is a bit of a dab hand with an axe. He is very good at chopping things, chopping enemies, and also good with a little bit of stabby and a crossbow as well. He has a bird called Wingy that is his best friend that needs to have a bit more of a story, I guess. She'll come into it a bit more like down the road, I think. Yeah, that's great.
Hello, I'm Graham, and I play Severin Kaidegard, who is a human swordsman, a dab hand at the sword, spent his whole life training in swordsmanship. He is a very charming fellow and fancies himself as a bit of a leader.
Hi, I'm Stara. I play Jada. She's a 6'7" Arab-looking woman. She fights with a quarterstaff, but not often because she's a healer. She grew up in a monastery where they adopted her, and she has just been taught how to heal, do martial arts. That's all she's done her entire life.
Hello, I'm Graham, and I'm playing Tanya Anastasia, who is an elven hunter. Dab hand with a bow. She has some outdoor skills, some very adept sneaky skills, and is an interesting personality, a little bit spiky, a little bit difficult to know, but inside, a good egg.
Kia ora everyone, my name's Anthony, and for this episode I'm playing Ascallion, or Ascal for short. He's a tall half-elf warrior mage who comes from the port city of Shabibi, and accordingly his favourite weapon is his ornate cutlass. As a warrior mage, Ascal combines his offensive and defensive spells along with his prowess with his cutlass and in unarmed combat.
Kia ora, my name's Pete, and I'll be playing Nicholas in this episode. Nicholas is a common man and a mentat by profession. That means he is a spell user, and he uses spells from the mentalism realm. Nicholas is a quiet and sort of unassuming sort of fellow. He doesn't like to draw attention to himself.
There we have it. Those are the faces. Those are the players. Those are the faces behind perhaps the voices you've been hearing for some time, and maybe you haven't seen the faces before. Those are the players of the 13 characters you can see up on screen. At the beginning of each week, we usually play on a Wednesday, as we are today. At the beginning of each week, I send out a few questions to get the players thinking about their character, a bit about their background or their likes or their dislikes or whatever. I send them out at the beginning of the week, give people a bit of a chance to chew over them, and then answer either one or two questions on screen. I always find it a really interesting process to go through. I always learn something about the character, and I think the players do too. And tonight, we're kicking it off with Stara. Stara, take it away, please.
So the character development question for Jada that she's going to answer is, if she had the opportunity to change the course of history, what would she alter?
Mm-hmm.
She would definitely want to grow up with her parents rather than in the monastery. Because the monastery is very boring. She just ate porridge all day and, meditated and trained in martial arts and, yeah. And the consequences she would foresee from that, she probably just imagined she would have had a better life. Yeah.
Excellent. Can I please insert... Well, actually, I'm about to, so there's no please about it. I'm going to insert my favourite nun joke. Some nuns have dirty habits. You've heard me tell that a million times, but anyway. Sorry, moving swiftly along. Oh, shut up. Oh, I got a laugh. That's good. Who would you like to hear from next, please, Jada?
Can I hear from Mason Demos?
Sure thing.
So, for Demos, share a memory from your character's childhood that brings them joy. How does it contrast with their current circumstances? He's just got very vague memories of hanging out in the garden with his mum and his sister, and they're quite vague because his mum died when he was quite young, and obviously his sister got kidnapped, and I mean now he's gallivanting around God knows where, doing lots of stuff I'm sure his mum probably wouldn't approve of entirely. But he's also looking for a sister, so you know. I will pass over to Aiden.
Hello, thank you. I will answer the same question as well. A memory of Gray would be his favourite memories is thinking about his parents up on the trapeze when he was a wee young circus person. He was a carny. and he loves remembering those, although the memories get faded every year because his parents were brutally murdered when he was younger. But he still has a few fond memories. The smell of popcorn always brings it back. And how does it contrast now? It would contrast quite a lot because it was quite a gentle, nice little childhood to begin with, and it's not so gentle anymore. But yeah, fond memories.
Nice. Very nice. Thank you. Who would you like to hear from?
Graham, please.
Thank you. I have 4 characters to answer questions for. First of whom is Severin. Share memory from the character's childhood brings him joy. He remembers very vividly when his mother would periodically return to the village in which he was brought up. His mother was quite a sort of wayward adventurer, but returned, every year or every couple of years at least, and would stay for an extended period. And his father was very patient about that and wanted Severin to have some sort of relationship with her, and even though their relationship didn't really continue, he was quite understanding about that. And Severin learned his craft really from his mother, who was an expert swordsperson. Some of the party have met her in the course of the adventure, so he remembers that very fondly. Tanya, meanwhile, similar. Tanya, she remembers her coming of age, a family gathering back in the city in which she comes from, and a familiar cast, perhaps, a cast that is becoming increasingly familiar to the rest of the party in terms of the father, rest of the family, and Ningwin and Rastus Glint and some of the others that we've come across before. But she remembers it as a fantastic evening of lots of familiar loved ones coming together to honour her coming of age. So she remembers that with very fond memories. Yathnal, her childhood, she remembers the joy of flying, really, twisting and turning in the air as she was kind of hurled from one of her elder brothers to the next, because she was an acrobat. She very much enjoyed her early childhood and moving from place to place and, meeting new people and doing what she loved, which was just basically hurling herself around. But before it all came crashing down, sadly, is when she got a little bit older. But, yep, she clings to that memory. Etienne, different question, since his childhood is confusing. How does he feel about non-human races? Well, he was... Part of him is he's a half-elf, and when he was a small child, he was somewhat ashamed of his elven background. He never knew his father. He was brought up by his mother's family, and they made him feel ashamed of his background. And true to say, he picked up the prejudices of where he was about other races, but then after his rebirth and introduction of the goddess, he's got a complete kind of 180 really, and he's now a fervent champion of difference and rages against any kind of prejudice of any kind, but particularly race, and embraces people from all backgrounds and finds them endlessly fascinating.
Oh. Thank you.
And I shall pass to Giles.
Thanks. And the question for Tarquin is, how does your character feel about non-human races, and have their opinions evolved over time too? So Tarquin was definitely brought up by men in a pretty grim environment, and hated the fact he's a half-elf for a long period of time. He's a young guy, and I guess over time he's come to accept his non-human parts and to be less suspicious of non-humans, but it would be fair to say he still holds somewhat of a prejudice, including a prejudice against himself that he's struggling with. And I'll pass on to Alex.
Thank you. The question for Keros is, share a memory from your character's childhood that brings them joy, and how does it contrast with their current circumstances? Keros and her owner sometimes get her past a bit muddled, which is probably why you don't hear a lot of it. She had a really happy childhood as far as she knew, but she really came into her own in the Cloud Club in the school that she went to, which was a specialty club for elite magic users. Her female lineage, the women in her family were the magic holders, whereas the blokes did not. So there was a segregation there that I guess Jada would be quite happy with, and might explain some of her weirdness around the boys. So she thought she was super happy in the Cloud Club. She has since realised that she actually, while she was happy at the time, she's happier now. She thought those people were her friends, and at the time they were her friends, so she thought she tried really hard to fit in. She was always a beat off. You know, the uniform was secondhand. The Wispling's training tools were borrowed. Although the Wispling did come out a bit later, but you get the idea. She wasn't quite on the mark, and while she thought she was happy, she's actually realised she's at her happiest now with this band of strays and misfits, and she is 100% herself, and she didn't need that clique from the Cloud Club. She didn't need them. So much so that Wispling, who was so prominent at the start of this journey, has somewhat faded. And is that an emotional reaction for her coming into her own? I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. It could be this. She's just kind of found herself, and yeah, I mean, she's obviously not comfortable around the boys, and that goes back to not being socialised with them. But so kind of a weird answer. She thought she was happy, but in fact she realised she's as happy and herself now.
Cool. Nice.
That makes sense.
It does. Thank you.
Coolio. Pete, please.
Thanks, Alex. That's really interesting to know, and a very good question about the Wispling. Nice one. Thank you. So for Leif, share a memory from your childhood, your character's childhood, and that brings them joy. How does it contrast with their current circumstances? So Leif was very close with all of his family, had a very happy childhood. A particular memory he holds very dear is one of him and his father going out into the woods when they were living in a village, and on several occasions, and teaching him tracking and stalking and hiding. His father was a ranger, and so Leif has got where those skills that Leif has got sort of came from. Really special memory of him and his dad. How does that contrast to our current circumstances? Well, there is the closeness, but the immediacy perhaps is we're now sort of fighting for our lives. And there's no gentleness to it, basically. I suppose we might have little quiet moments around the campfire or whatever of a night, but we're pretty much fearing for our lives a lot of the time. So I suppose that's a major difference. For Mythan, how does your character feel about non-human races, and have their opinions evolved over time? So an interesting question for her. She had a bit of a traumatic childhood. She's and at one point, I can't quite remember, but she was injured, and elves happened upon her and assisted her. And from then, she has taken a shine to elves and half-elves, and has always sort of just held them separate from other races, and they automatically get more respect or more consideration from her. Well, that's faded over time as she's had a bit more life experience and things, but elves still hold a special place in her heart. She's not unthinking and unreasoning about it. So yes, and in fact, as part of our character, developing our characters, we have some character goals that we get extra experience points for once they are achieved. And in fact, one of her goals is to travel to an elven city or settlement and spend at least 3 weeks there. And if she was to do that, that's how important the elven race was to her. They were sort of a race apart, basically, and she sort of idolised them a bit. Meeting elves has sort of other not so savoury elves has tarnished that over the years. A little. For Nicholas, same question. How does your character feel about non-human races, and have their opinions evolved over time? Nicholas is quite academic about things and very open-minded. I think he came from Seymour, which is quite a small colonial town is in a colony of Thrace, which is quite white, I suppose, or quite... well, because you'll be able to help me more. It's sort of fairly monocultural.
Reasonably so, yes.
Yeah. But Nicholas does not, he does look at the world from sort of more of an academic point of view. He doesn't see race as being a particular good or bad thing. He takes people as they are.
Cool. Thanks, Pete. And welcome, by the way, Anthony, who's just recently joined us. Good to have you. Who are you passing over to, Pete?
Oh, true. I think it will have to be Anthony.
Oh, okay.
Coming in hot. How did your character feel about non-human races and how their opinions evolved over time? Askel's pretty good about non-human races. His mum was an elf, and his dad was a human. So, he dealt with a little bit of indifference to being one or the other. Overall he's fine. He's actually probably a bit more curious about what we call full or pure of a non-human race, whether it's elf, dwarf, gnome.
Just a little bit faint there, Anthony. Sorry, I can't quite hear you there. Just
right now.
A bit okay, but just maybe a little bit hard to hear, at least for me. But doable, but just a little bit.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's cool.
Lovely, thank you. Have we heard from everybody? Did we hear from Demos? We did. Yes?
Sorry, yes we did.
Yes we did. I don't remember flashing up on screen. Okay. I think we've heard from everybody. I think that's the lot. So, there, gentle viewer and listener on podcasts, are the 13 characters that are in play tonight. A motley collection from two different groups who are out on a particularly nasty mission in some very inclement weather, and you can hear the rain in the background. I'm going to hand over, please, Pete, to you to do a quick summation. Sometimes I get the chance to prepare some images beforehand in one folder to kind of zip through as just a visual reference. I haven't had the chance today, so it's going to be purely on your recollection and your insightful words, please. If you could just, in a few sentences or two, sum up kind of where we're at. Thank you.
Sure thing. So this is the day that the T-Cos ship is arriving to collect the stash of weapons and armour from the cave. We are trying to kill the people in the cave and confiscate those for ourselves. So good luck to us. We started the last session poised, ready to fire at the 3 guards who are on the outside of the cliff on the ledge. By the end of the session, we'd killed 2 out of 3 of those by firing at them. The third one had made their way down the path to the shore and seems to have, for now, hidden themselves somewhere on that path. So we're hoping that there won't be a concern, at least for a little while. I'm sure we'll be keeping an eye out for them. Another thing that happened in the last session was, in the previous session, various characters had seen some sort of enemy spider creature, like a person who had, I think, cast a spell on themselves to grow very large spider legs, and they had come out of the enemy's cave and was climbing up the cliff face, and we were quite concerned that it was going to come and attack us. Mithan and Severin were in a position to actually observe that spider creature returning to the cave, so that battle or that conflict didn't happen yet. So that was a bit of a relief, but still, perhaps that's an enemy to bear in mind, whatever that creature was. So after sort of dispatching 2 of the 3 people who were on the ledge, we decided it was time to descend to the shoreline to begin our assault on the cave. Before that happened, I think it was Leif noticed perhaps a glint out to sea. Perhaps and that raised the awareness that we are expecting the TCOS ship or ships to be arriving at some point. So that's something I think we all need to bear in mind. We descended to the beach by us having the landing spell cast on basically members of the party, which means that they could drop probably up to 160 foot for no damage, and that's we were jumping off an 80-foot cliff, so that worked out well. So we are all now at the bottom of the cliff, sort of huddled together out of sight. Unfortunately, just as we had finished doing, a little bit after we'd finished doing that, our wonderful falcon, Ningwin, came and alerted Grey and circled over us, moved inland on the so over the top of the cliff, and circled again. We are assuming there are people approaching us, because that was sort of, Ningwin was asked to look out for people, and she seems to be alerting us that there are people at the top of the cliff, so another thing that we should be watching out for. We made our way along the shoreline to the mouth of the cave. There was no one. The guard who had been outside was now no longer in evidence, and Nicholas sent the Whispling in a bit closer to scout it out. We could see a reasonable sized wall of crates and some doors behind was the additional information we sort of saw. Not too huge a space back there, and a gap with some traps, some caltrops, so some little pointy spiked things in front of the only access we can see at ground level, which is a very narrow gap. So that's their defence. We'd have to, if we were to make it into that space behind there, we'd have to all squeeze through. I think that's all I've got in my notes. Yep.
Excellent. Thanks, Peace. And you can see on screen what what Nicholas can see. And Nicholas, you have 100 foot away, so you're, we've got the counter of Nyathanel there. The distance between Nyathanel there is actually 50 foot. It's actually double that distance away that Nicholas and the rest of the crew are down this narrow path. If you recall, just as a kind of a visual clue of what this looks like, we're talking kind of that. Another thing to bear in mind is it's not that dark. So it is going on for dusk, for sure. It is getting darker, but for just simply for various reasons when constructing this map, I needed to make it very dark. I won't bore you with the reasons why. So imagine it's dusk rather than that, so there still is a reasonable amount of light, and Nicholas, you with your human eyes were able to see into the cave. So Nicholas, you and your companions are another 50 foot back down this narrow base at the edge of the cliff in this direction. The Whispling indeed has gone out in front. I have been a very magnanimous, kind, considerate, good-looking and modest GM by giving, rather than taking you into a separate room and describing this to you, which I would kind of normally do, just simply to speed things up a little bit, to simply show all the party what Nicholas is seeing through his little avatar, his little Whispling's eyes. And for those that have just joined us, the Whispling is a little ball of energy. It's very small. It's about 2 inches across, so it's very modest in size. It's hard to spot, but not impossible. And it basically acts as a little drone, as a little ball of elemental energy, basically, that Nicholas can control. He can see through it. He can't hear through it. He can see through it. And indeed, he can interact with the world mainly by attacking. And it is the bane of my existence. But well played by Pete. I think that's pretty, with an excellent summation by Pete. And you can see a little bit more there too. A couple of doors here and here, Whispling, and a door here and here, which I didn't show you last session because I hadn't revealed enough of the map, but I have this time. The Whispling has been staying thus far on the outside of the, over the waterline, I've been thinking, and has kind of been viewing like that. So it's kind of hovering, I'm saying right now, about kind of here, but directly up, kind of the height of the bottom of that totem pole. Any qualifying questions? Anything that's not clear? Anything that I've missed? And Nicholas, you've been able to take your time, by the way, of relaying this information in quite some detail back to your companions. Anything I've missed before we start the game?
One question. The sea. What's the ocean doing?
Yeah. You can hear the rain. It's pouring with rain. It has been all day. There's a little bit of wind, but the consistency of the waves that you can hear in the sound effects, which I hope you can hear, would probably be about right. It's pretty mild. It's not particularly violent. There are waves kind of lapping is probably a good description. There's a couple of huge chunks of rock further out to sea, which protects this bay quite well. So the water lapping up on here is not particularly violent. Any other questions?
Yes, thank you. Just a clarification. There's a little bit of wind. It's not strong.
No.
Thank you.
Heavy rain, but just a little bit, a breeze, not strong wind. Okay. I am going, if we're all sitting comfortably, I'm going to say, let's start the game. So in my head, as mentioned, the characters are kind of strung out in a bit of a line along here, basically nicely where the arrows are kind of gone. As mentioned, 50 foot on from where Niathanel's counter is. You can kind of all hear each other to a certain degree, depending on how loud you shout. We're not into rounds. What do people do right now? Maybe if we have a general chat first, and then I think we will go into rounds just because it's easier. But have a general chat about if you want to have a general chat about what you want to do. Otherwise, we can go into rounds now.
Oh, a second. Sorry, question. Can we have a sense on how many minutes till twilight, till darkness?
I mean, for various reasons, you are quite late in coming down to this cliff face, and you've been cautious about how you've gone over the side and all the rest to get down to where you are. You arrived at kind of mid to late afternoon. It's very late in the day now. You might have another half an hour of daylight in inverted commas, and then after that it's gonna be night or twilight.
Thank you.
Are you thinking of hanging on till nightfall?
I was only thinking that because that's what you had put in our discussion.
Oh, I actually assumed it was now dark from the pictures, but yeah. So, are you going to send the Whisperling in? I think the rest of us could probably start preparing, I suppose, but you were going to have a little scout, were you?
I would like to have a Leif in particular is concerned about, is aware that there will be a ship arriving, or ships arriving, and that's reinforcements for them. So he is quite keen to stop that from happening, which is try and delay that, or stop it if possible. First thing would be to ask for everyone, or to people who are good at perception, to have a look out to sea. I think this is a question. Can anyone see anything out there? And then he would want to know how people felt about him perhaps flying out. If Kyros would do a fast flying spell on him, and he would start doing some fog out there.
Yeah, if we
might be not the right time to do it. I don't know, but can we do some perception
now, wouldn't it? Before it got dark, so
yeah, correct. Yeah, would it be possible for those who are good at looking to have a look out to sea, please? Leif is specifically requesting.
Would he also need maybe like an invisibility kind of?
Perhaps.
Yeah, just to be safe.
Yep. Is it a general perception you want?
If that's possible, yes. Well, out towards the sea and looking for ships. I suppose we might as well always do our little perception for the invisible guy.
I think it's a really good idea. My general perception's 90. I'm happy to take a peek.
Yep. Mathan will as well, if that's all right.
Yeah, as will Neathanol and Severance is quite good too. Tanya will keep her bow on the entrance or outside the entrance in case the spotter comes out.
So,
fire.
Thank you. One thing I should have asked for is actually party order. God, goodness me, there's a lot of characters. Could you please tell me? So, imagine these set of characters are along this path here. In some cases, you can get a couple of people beside each other, but generally it's single file. What is the party order, please? Because this might matter.
Do we also want one or two of us to hang behind here to make sure that people don't come up behind us?
So we can see back along the shore.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would certainly make sense for someone to be looking up at the cliffs and along the shore because we know that there's someone back the other way who was hiding, clinging into who escaped our arrow fire before. So yeah, it'd be definitely worth someone keeping an eye back that way, and if they might spot someone at the top of the cliff too.
Tarquin has good perception and has a night vision spell he could cast, which enables him to see 100 foot on a normal night as if it was daylight, which might make him useful just to hang back and keep an eye on things as it gets dark.
Sounds good.
How long does it last? Good question. 10 minutes per level? What does that exactly mean?
So Tarquin is 7th level, so 70 minutes.
Okay. A long time.
That might prove useful when we go in, because one, the ship might show up, and two, the old Denix might show up. I think Tanya will probably be close to the edge so she can fire if everyone comes around the corner.
Nicholas would need to be next.
Okay, so hang on. I will do this one by one. So very first person in front is Tanya?
I think so, because she can fire that bow if necessary.
Cool. And then after Tanya is Nicholas? It have to be?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Reluctantly.
And then after that?
Demos could go next because he's got his spear, so he can
Yeah. Okay.
get in long ways if he needs to.
Cool. Okay, Demos next.
You want Keros in there for any ice balls or anything, or at the back?
I think for the moment you might want to. Well, it's up to you, but I guess we're not really ready yet, are we? So
I'll hover at the back then.
In the middle.
Yeah, protect in the middle is probably good.
Yeah, Severin will go next.
Okay, after Severin.
So, did we have people, like we just talked about, maybe Tarquin looking about, but do we need to push people further back? Like, I know everyone came down, but we seem to be pushing everyone forward. Like,
I think Tarquin will go last. I agree with you.
Yeah, but even not as he going last, like not.
Yeah, but just staying back. Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah. Maybe just I don't know, 4 people. As a rear guard.
Don't split the party too much, I guess, because whenever we split the party, the GM has far too much fun.
Yeah.
Also, hang on. Sorry, diagram. Just on the fact of the GM having too much fun.
Exactly.
Yes. And a thunderclap.
And a wall.
And you should see the wall art that's hanging. You may try.
Yes.
I think it's one of them.
Yes, I certainly try.
That's it.
Who's after Severin, please?
So to answer your question, Tarquin, the visibility from where we are is not bad, actually, because we can look back right up onto the cliff.
Should I?
So it's not a bad place.
Sorry, I interrupted you, Graham, but I'll go back and get a still shot of what you can see, and then come back in. So just give me 1 second. And we're back, guys. So that's where characters are, and we'll go through that list in a second. Thank you, Pete. But to answer the question of what do you see, that's the wide angle view of what you're looking at. The cave entrance is here, right in front of the boats. You guys, you'll see in the next image I bring up on screen, are a bit further back here. So here, and you can just make out Jada in the foreground. So looking where you currently are, so 100 foot away within whistling range for Nicholas. That's the view you have looking back at you. So you can definitely see back the way you've come. You can see the cliff tops, at least here, and obviously directly above you. You can see the path. You can't see the person, by the way, up here. But you can see this is where the shelf comes down. It kind of zigzags its way down. The rock that you all landed on is there, that I'm highlighting. And then you're strung out basically along here. And yes, you can stand one or two abreast. The last image is a slightly wider shot, so there you've got another shot here. There isn't obviously a person there. Your characters are there. If you just make out that green, where Jadar is there, so that's approximately 100 foot down. You can see there the zigzag of the cliff face coming down. And your characters, of course, have that kind of view back. So hopefully that helps, yeah, to kind of frame things up a little bit. Great.
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. So, party order, please, Pete, if you can zip through them. We had 7, I got up to 7, and then next.
Yep, so 10 Demos 7, Neathanol.
Neathanol, coming. There she is. Bada boom. Yep, Neathanol's there, and then next.
Keros.
Keros is here. Yep. After Keros. Jada. Gotta protect the healer. Okay. And then next.
Etienne.
Clank. Yep.
Then Leif.
Yep.
Then Mithan.
Yep.
Then Grey.
Hang on. Oh, Mithan. There we go. You're upside down.
She's used to abuse, that's fine.
She is, yeah. Getting a bit close to the edge there. There, Mithan. There you go. We'll move Tarquin down a little bit. Then Grey.
Yep.
And then Askel, I'm assuming, with Tarquin coming up last?
Correct. So we can slip by each other to rearrange.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And yes, you can stand next to each other. Yeah, there's enough space for you to pass. And let's say you can all, at a bit of a pinch, you can all stand two abreast if you had to. So that's the order. That's how you're standing. Are you keeping a distance as suggested between the last people, or are you just simply in that line kind of coming down here? I think you're just in that line coming down there. Done. All right. So after some shuffling and some rearranging, what do you do?
Mithan rolled a perception roll.
Right.
Looking for a boat out to sea, and as much as she can get the view, and any invisible person.
Sure thing. And her perception is, please, Pete.
Her perception is plus 83.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
And the roll, I presume it's masked, is 97.
Yes. Okay. And was there anybody else having a look out to sea?
Gray would like to have a look as well.
Sure, give me a roll.
Will do. Sorry. Have to copy it. 13.
Masked, remember?
Masked, yes.
Plus, what's his bonus?
General perception is 37.
37. Cool. Okay. And then
Total Tarquin, 81 plus 90.
Thank you.
That 100.
166. Okay. Great. Look, you're peering out into the dusk, bucketing down, as you can see on screen. The glint that Leif thought he saw, you don't see any sign of it, guys. Nothing. And no sign of anybody in the sky that any of the three characters could see either. What's he doing?
Leif will ask. Well, Leif will suggest that perhaps he holds off going out and doing any fog for now.
Yeah, sure. Need a sighting.
Well, no, it might be better to do it beforehand, but
we'll
see. Well, because if he can make it out far enough and put fog, but I don't think he can do the quantity of fog that would actually make a difference. So yeah, no, hold off. Cool. Thank you.
Can I ask you, will his fog hold up in rain?
Does fog usually hold up in rain? I don't know.
No.
No, okay, well, very good point. Well, no point. You're absolutely right, I didn't think of that. Yep, no point then. Absolutely.
Do you want to send whistling in?
Yep, for sure. So, Nicholas is not a sneaker, and he doesn't want to go by himself. So if Tanya is willing to inch forward with him, being extra eyes, and cover, then he would appreciate that. But I think he would need to get in a little bit closer.
Sure.
If that's okay.
She'll stalk and direct.
Okay.
Direct Nicholas as best you can.
Okay.
And he'll go as slow as possible within reason.
Okay. Sure. So you creep your way along. Could you roll a stalk maneuver, please, Tanya? Non-master.
39.
29.
39.
39. Plus.
Plus 134.
Cool. Bearing in mind the sound of the waves, which you can hear, hopefully, and the sound of the rain, you splash through a few rock pools. Tanya, you're not super quiet, but frankly it'd be almost impossible to be completely quiet. And with the occasional peal of thunder, which was very well timed there, you think you're pretty quiet. Nicholas, could you give me a stalk roll, please?
Is this going to be masked, please?
Nope. Because you know what.
Rolled a 4.
A 4. Can you roll again, please?
Oh, really? Is that a fumble?
It is a fumble.
Oh well. Hopefully it'll be E100. Oh, 73.
Minus 73. Okay, and what's his stalk and hide, please?
Plus 31.
Oh, he does have one. That surprised me.
He does, but he's got 1 rank and some nice boots.
And some nice boots. All right. Okay. And some nice boots. Okay. So the whistling is at 100 foot. How much closer do you move, approximately?
I think is there a good hiding spot 50 foot closer?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at so you're moving 50 foot on from your companions, correct?
Actually, I think we'd do it in stages. You move 20 foot, and then he'd concentrate on the whistling again and see how much he could get into the cave, sort of thing.
Okay. All right. Cool.
He's wanting to keep the whistling as high as possible, through the shadows as much as possible.
Yep.
Of course.
Cool. All right. Very, very good. So that was that result. Okay. No reaction. No. Nothing from the cave. You move. So if the party's at 100 foot down the line, Tanya and Nicholas, you move 20 foot. So you're essentially 80 foot away from the mouth of the cave. And damn it, that's annoying. My bits have come to bits. Yes, hang on. I just need to adjust my map. I had to go out and come back in again. Just give me 1 second. You can see the map. The Whistling was hovering out here. Where do you take your little drone, please, Pete?
So upwards, and then directly towards the cave. So it's hitting. So it's going to come in by sneaking in under the arch, on wherever's darkest on the archway.
So do you go this side or do you go this side?
Oh, is there a darker side?
The light source there's a brazier kind of smack in the middle, so it's about the same, to be honest.
Okay. Yep. So sneak in the near side. So on the left-hand side.
Yep. Cool.
And we'll sort of come in from on that top corner of the arch, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And the purpose is to establish what's behind, and especially the location of people.
Yes, sure. So the Whistling gets to here, please. And right at this moment, Pete, can you please... I'm just going to jump to a different screen. Slightly different screen. I'm going to type a message in your channel, please, Nicholas. Cool. On that, please, Pete.
Sure.
And what level is he?
7.
Cool.
Do you want me to tell you the results?
Yes, please.
42. Oh,
okay.
That's a good number.
Okay.
And
what's
plus 23.
Okay. Okay, and then back in your channel, Pete. You go.
Ooh, okay, cool. So, did he have any idea of what happened?
Nope.
Okay, cool. So he didn't know he was having to make that roll.
Nope.
Okay, cool. So, he will report. He'll be a little bit like, okay, and report quietly to Tanya that the Whistling is gone. It's just disappeared. He does not know if it's been snuffed out, basically. Just as it was entering the cave, pretty much, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Some sort of magical protection, then, we think.
Would say so, yeah.
Well, that's not very useful.
That's not very useful. Well, it is for them. Right, okay. I think that we should ask everyone else to move up, because we're coming this way anyway. He would like to do a perception roll, wanting to listen.
Sure. Yep, listening particularly. Yep. So just with perception... With perception rolls, I am increasingly going to be asking for... Yes, you're aware of other stuff too, but you're particularly doing what? You've just told me that you were listening in particular, so that's really useful. Thanks, Pete. Yep, give me a roll, please.
Whoops, he's in the wrong channel, but 61.
Yep, got it. Thank you. Okay, and his bonus?
Do I not have this memorised? I think it's something awful, like 39. Wasn't awful. 39.
Okay. Maybe a slight scrape of metal further down the way.
But no voices, no explanations.
Doesn't hear anything. I mean, he's 80 foot away.
Yeah. Cool. I suppose he'll say to Tanya, do you hear anything?
Tanya listens.
Give me a roll.
Five.
Cool. And a bonus.
81.
It is really hard to tell, Tanya, but possibly some low voices, and a scrape of metal, perhaps. But it actually just could have been the waves. It's hard to tell. What do you do?
Nicholas will just whisper to Tanya, do we just proceed with the plan?
Well, if spells aren't going to go through, that's a bit of a problem, isn't it? It's yeah. That was our plan, really.
Is there like a thing that can just, like a wall or something that can just stop magic from getting through it?
I don't know. Do you know, Pete?
Well, that's a character question, right? Or is that a my knowledge question? Well, if I can answer, then yes. There are spells that can be set up that require resistance rolls to spells. I think all realms have them. All realms have a version of it that sets up resistance to. The spells have to be of attuned to a particular realm.
Right, so that might only protect them from one realm then.
I think if you're going to set up protective spells, you'll do it for all three. Would be my.
And how do you overcome those?
I don't know. You had maybe. Well, I really don't know what I'm talking about actually. Maybe I'm wrong. You'd have to either dispel the spell or beat the resistance roll.
Right.
So, roll well, basically.
Okay. All right. What do you think, people? Do we still go ahead with what we're doing? In lieu of anything else?
Is there a way we can test it? Like, test it again, throw a spell at it and see what happens? Or do you think that would just alert everybody? Well, I mean, they're probably already alerted if the Whispling's gone.
Do we know the Whispling's gone, or do just the two of you know the Whispling's gone?
Just the two of us at the moment.
Yeah. So I guess you need to come back to us if you want our advice. Yeah?
Thank you, Giles. Yes. Yes.
Okay, yep, Nicholas is happy to head back.
All right, we'll go back.
Okay.
And do Chinese whispers down the line. Just explain the whistling was cancelled or disappeared. It could have been attacked, but not easy to see. So figures it's been.
I guess the question would be: does the whistling could it disappear for any reason other than for it being noticed and wiped out?
The spell could lapse, but it's not time for it to run out. I'm fairly certain. Still a little bit more time on it. No. There would be something else acting on it. I mean, it could be their magical protections. If this is a temple, an old temple, it might have some sort of religious-y thing happening, but I imagine it's them with magical protection.
And is there any reason why, if a magical attack won't work, a physical one would also not work? So could we, for example, make Carios invisible, fly her up to the hole, and get her to fire an ice bolt through it? Because you can see old no longer has a raven man at the back there, right? Although I can't see that, but would there be another way of doing it, or firing an arrow through there?
I mean, we can do a conventional attack, I suspect. It's just getting into was rather difficult without exposing ourselves, and we can't rush them because of the caltrops.
So if someone is invisible and flying, could they set themselves up in a way that they could aim at the person who's most likely to be the spellcaster and take a shot at them in a way that they could then move? Is that a doable proposition?
I don't think there's going to be
I don't think it'll be that simple. I mean, we might get a shot in. It'll be quite a hard one. I think we'd probably... if it's a case of resistance rolls, maybe we just roll the dice and see what happens.
I think that's our best bet. But I imagine that because to cover your bases, you would need a dispelling spell of each realm. So this was a mentalism spell. And they are concentration spells. So I imagine it's on an item rather than a person, would be my guess.
Right.
So a person they would have to have 3 magic users in there, each one doing a protection spell against each doing a different. It's all hearsay. We can't quite know. But I imagine they've got my guess would be they would have forked out for a protection item. Not a particular caster. It's holding the spell.
Oh well. I think we should probably plough on, right? Either that or we leave it to the Roldenics.
I reckon we just see how we go. We could test it and we could try putting a sleep spell through, or Nicholas could think forward and do. Sorry?
Is there a reason you can't cast fog into there?
Yeah.
Then I won't be able to see anything. We neither would we.
Neither would we.
Yeah, that's problematic. Actually, no, that doesn't work yet.
So I think to angle some spells in, obviously we're going to get a bit closer. Should Niathanol get round behind that rock right in front and ready herself there?
I mean, sorry, actually, I just thought Leif could do another phantasm.
Oh, yeah.
And if the phantasm move up, and see if it can make it in there.
Yeah.
But it's that's a bit of a giveaway that we're on our way. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe this should all happen at once.
Yeah. Okay.
So that we move up, the Niathanol goes round to the back of the rock so that she can peek out and cast from one side to the left of the cave, and then if someone could peek out at the same time and cast to the right, or Karios could do the right, and then who else was casting?
Nicholas will.
Nicholas as well, yeah, and then you peek out and then withdraw back, and we just see what happens with those 3 spells, unless anyone's got any more to add to the merry throng.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I'm ready.
So Niathanol can move underwater if she casts a spell as if it's on land.
That's a cool trick.
So she doesn't have to go invisible particularly. She could just. So I think maybe she'll do that because I think we need a second angle on the door. So I guess Niathanol will start preparing.
Okay.
And maybe we could all move up.
Yep.
All right, cool. I'm going to really, it's 8:06. We've talked for an hour, so Niathanol's preparing. You're moving up to what kind of distance away from the cave mouth, please?
So there's a bit of a lip, isn't there, just before? I guess we don't want to be in sight of the chappie at the doorway.
Yep.
But if we stay close to the wall...
So like that, for example. Yep.
Yeah, there's a little kind of... Oh, I see. So we couldn't...
I mean, there's corners further round as well, but...
Yeah.
This distance from the mouth of the cave is, I think I said... Oh, oops. Damn it. Oi! Didn't see a thing. Didn't see a thing. There is 55 foot.
I mean, ideally we get to that little alcove in front of the cave, right? No, I mean directly, the nearest.
Yeah.
But could we get there without being seen?
Worth a shot.
Well, we do. There is. Well, we could do that. We're worried if they know we're coming.
Well, they know we're coming anyway.
So we could always. I believe Askel's got a light dark spell. I mean, maybe Leif does too, but we've mentioned it.
Yeah, Askel does.
So if we were to cast darkness on the mouth of the cave.
Oh yeah. Then it'll get into position and then lift it. You mean?
Yeah, because that's. Oh. What's the range on that, Anthony?
I think the issue with it will be you have to actually touch something.
Yeah.
Well, I've got darkness too, and if it's the same as yours, it just says creates an area of 100 foot about a point touched. The point's not mobile, so you could creep in 50 feet and touch it, and it will make the inside of the cave and everything black. But unless you've got something like night vision, you're not going to be able to see. No one's going to be able to see.
Correct. So we can't see to move, but they can't see us not being able to move.
That's right. So I mean, I could cast that, or Askel could cast that, and then I could cast night vision, and I can see, but nobody else will be able to see unless they can see this.
Okay, you've now got about 15 minutes of daylight, by the way, and I'm going to go into rounds. So,
just also from Askel's perspective, he's feeling quite exposed. We're standing in this wonderful line, and we're in a wonderful line. We're exposed. Equally, when we were up top, we were popping shots at those below. So, what we did to them, somebody else might be able to do to us.
What goes around comes around.
Yeah.
All right, Niafana, what's your action this round, please, Niafana?
Well, she's going to prepare. I mean, she'll shuffle along if she needs to, but she's going to prepare 4 rounds. She's going to enter the ocean far down from the cave vent, so she can't be seen when she enters so she's not going to move down the rest. And she wants to cast a spell that enables her to move underwater as if it's on land.
Jada, what are you doing, please? Okay, moving on. Unless you were there, Jada. Okay, great.
Oh, right. Yep. You asked after me.
Yes. Yep. You were
Didn't hear
next. What are you doing?
Oh gosh, I'm sparing my life.
Okay.
Not stepping a foot forward until there's 10 people around me.
Done. Okay, great. Grey Roughwood, what are you doing, please?
Grey's gonna be percepting everything, looking for signs of movements up on the cliff, and he's got his bow out, trained to hit anything he can.
Okay. So, yeah, a little bit more of a limit. Again, I'm going to come back to kind of limiting realistically what a character can do in 10 seconds. So your priority is looking up at the cliffs with your bow predominantly. Yeah. Is that right? Okay.
Yeah, nobody kind of opportunity action if he can.
Yeah, give me a roll, please.
Cool.
And have your perception roll handy.
Yep. Sorry. That's 1.
Yeah, remember it's must. It could be amazing.
It's must.
Yep. Plus?
Yep, could be amazing. Plus 37.
Thank you. Okay. Doesn't see or hear anything. And is okay. Nicholas, you've come back to the party. What are you doing this round? Nathan's preparing.
Yep. Nicholas will be. I assume Nicholas can step out of the line. I assume.
Yes.
Or we can work past it. Nicholas will wait for Tanya to move down. I suppose we're all moving down, and he will just follow suit. He will take lead from her.
Done. Cool. Askel.
Yeah, he's still very much concerned about our format. We're sitting duck, so he would like to voice that to the rest of the group.
Okay.
That's his action.
Okay. All right. Anybody feel free to respond on their turn or jump in? Leif, anything I should be aware of?
Yep, Leif will respond, but Leif will also be ready to move down. He would say he agrees. absolutely.
Yep.
But figures that if we were to all in our lines and bunching up, move close to the cave, we would be more under the lip, harder to shoot, and would be within the hooks and crannies of the wrinkles of the cave of the fall. Is that true? We'd have a bit more protection from shots from up on the thing if we moved up.
Yes, correct.
That's a solution.
Because as per that angle, you can see that lip. You're reasonably under protection from above, directly above you, but certainly someone up here, for example, could shoot down on you with some ease. Yes, they could.
But if we were to move up towards the cave mouth, there's more wrinkles in the cliff wall that we can hide around.
And you get more protection from this lip above. Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Yep. So Leif will be ready to move.
Okay. I'm assuming characters are moving. Keros, are you doing anything other than moving up, please?
Sorry, I was just on a work call, but I will. What I've picked up, we're moving forward, and Keros is ready to cast. And could she do a perception, or is now not the time?
I think just to keep things moving,
We've got it.
Thank you. There's been perceptions left, right, and centre, so I'm assuming people are perceiving. So we'll
Yes.
leave it
Sorry,
there.
I just missed a chunk.
All good.
Then. So,
all good.
Yeah,
All good.
Yeah.
Etienne, anything I should be aware of for you before you're moving up?
Preparing and moving.
Okay. You can't prepare and move, if you remember.
Oh, I thought you could shuffle. All right. Okay. All right. He'll just move them.
Cool. I mean, you can, but you move like 10% of what you can normally move. Tarquin, anything special I should be aware of for you?
He's going to prepare to cast.
Okay. As mentioned, if you're moving and preparing, you have a 10% action. So if you move at 100 foot and you want to prepare for a round or a period of time, you can only move 10%.
So with his last 10%, he'll stick close to getting under the lip with the others.
Okay.
But primarily, he wants to get ready to cast.
Okay, so I'm gonna. If he's wanting to move, he can either move or he can prepare. Is kind of the message. He's moving. Cool. Thank you.
No, Chris. He's preparing.
Okay.
He's preparing.
So he is left by himself as his party members move up. Okay, Demos.
He will move with the party.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah.
Severin, anything else from you I should be aware of?
Nope. Moving with the party.
Lovely. And Mithran.
Not moving.
Cool. And Tanya, oddly enough, was last. So, all of you have shuffled forward to what distance away from the cave mouth? All of you with the exception of Tarquin.
So Tanya will go as far as she can without being seen by the guy through the entrance.
Okay.
So every time she gets to a new thing, she'll just very slowly put her head out, have a quick look, withdraw back. So she'll be right up against the cliff face as she moves her way down.
So from here, that point there.
And if she were to go close to the ground, and crawl through the next bit, would she still be seen in her estimation? If she crouches down, all right, she could crawl in. That's interesting. Okay. All right. Well, we'll wait. She'll wait for the rest of the party to get to there, and I think we'll wait. We need. She'll whisper back.
I'll just leave it there for a sec, and then we'll go into next rounds. Cool. Okay. Nathan, you're prepared for one round. You're waiting back with Tarquin actually. So you and Tarquin are standing by yourselves at the back. Another round of prep, or are you doing something else?
No, and she'll pass the message forward that somebody needs to give her signed coordinate our attacks, and that she will indicate from the rock, behind the rock, when she gets there, she's in position, and she will signal back to Tanya.
Okay.
And Tanya will give will pass the message back to signal to the others so they can all work together.
Okay, cool. Jada, anything I should be aware of? If not, no worries.
Oh, I should probably start preparing to protect myself.
Okay.
Oh wait, is it instant? Oh, I'll just chuck up an instant shield.
So again, my question that I'm wanting to know, that is the corner there, Tanya. You're out in front. You're aware that from kind of this point onwards, you are, there's no effective cover, at least standing. You would be seen from someone within inside the cave, most likely. Key question that I've been asking a bit of is how, in that last round of moving up, how close do you get, please?
Well, as far as Ten is concerned, that
Thank
bit,
you.
and he will, then he wants to explain that to the others.
Lovely, thank you. And then you're strung out in the order that we've got there. Thank you. Just get some counters on the map. Lovely.
Oh man.
Cool. And
Can't we send the phantasm in?
I'm gonna say there's been enough in the way of planning, and we're into it.
Oh my goodness.
And that's probably about as much as we can do. So up to 7. Now, clearly, you're not being silly. You're hugging the walls. I'm not going to move your counters, but you're hugging the walls. Tanya is out on point. You've moved up to that point. It's taken you, I'm going to say, a couple of rounds of careful movement up. Nathanal, you're on now 4 rounds prep. Tarquin, you're now on 4 rounds prep. What do you both do? The remainder of you are waiting there.
Cast.
Cast. Cool. What do you cast?
The moving underwater spell.
Cool. Give me a roll.
97.
97. That is a very, very successful spell roll.
So she's going to put her pack into a cranny.
Yep.
Darkest cranny she can find.
Yes.
Now I'll just read you the spell.
Yep.
Underwater movement. Caster can action underwater as if on land. Can take action underwater as if on land. So it's like she's walking on the bottom, essentially.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Great.
And that's 10 minutes per level.
Great. Thank you. Excellent. Thank you. So by the time she stowed her pack, put her pack safely to one side, she's ready to go next round. Tarquin, you've prepared for 40 seconds. Your companion's some 50 foot up the path from you. What are you doing, Tarquin? Please.
I'm going to proceed backwards along the path, so I want to see if I can see anyone who might be coming up behind us.
Okay, give me a roll.
Now, I apologise for my appalling capacity to roll. (24).
24. Oh. Yeah, can you roll again, please?
(69).
69, cool. Right, okay. And your perception is plus 90, is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Tarquin, no, look, you peer out into the very rapidly oncoming dusk. You don't see or hear anything.
Can I ask a question, Chris? If I've prepared for ages, is there some way of dividing my preparation between spells?
Yep. Actually, sorry, I'd forgotten you'd prepare. So you're at 4 rounds, and that perception would have been a glance. What do you do with your held spell?
Oh. Yeah, no. So I want to hold it. I have no target.
Okay.
Cool. I'm going to continue to wait.
So just a reminder that your companions are 50 foot in front of you down the path. You and Tarquin is now standing by himself, 50 foot away from his buddies.
All right. Yeah, no, he'll sneak up and stay closer to his buddies. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of my point before. It's going to take you a very... So when you prepare, it's a 90% action, which means you have 10% to walk or do something else. If your intention was to have a spell readied with your companions, was that your intention?
Correct.
Okay, so in that case, moving up and then preparing where you were would have been probably what Tarkin would. Yep, if that's okay.
He'll just make himself small and stay where he is. In that case, it's a good way to learn.
Cool. No. I'm going to say, well, you're still absolutely learning the rules, mate. So I'm more than happy to say that you would have moved. Whoops, a daisy, and you just threw him off the edge. So if that was his plan, to be with his companions with a prepared spell, this is like your 6th or 7th session. So yeah, all good. If that's your plan, I'm happy to just say that's what happened.
Cool. Thank you.
Done. Great. So Tarquin is now at the end. He has a fully prepared spell, and he's had a glance with 10% looking around him behind him. Excellent. We're into the new rounds. Nathanel, you've cast a successful spell, ending that round, and we're off. Okay. First action is Nathanel.
Rep, she'd like to enter the ocean.
Okay.
And with the spell.
Yes.
And stay on and walk along the bottom, so her head's just below the surface.
Okay.
Or duck, so her head's below the surface.
Yep.
And then sort of wander along, ultimately wanting to get to behind the rock with the totem.
Okay, sure. Okay, sure thing. So as you come out into the water, initially it's quite shallow. It's ankle and then thigh and then waist and then upper chest and.
Sorry, I should say I'm trying to keep out. I'll keep low, obviously, because I don't want anyone to see me come in.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you come out and you come round. And,
Can I have a little peek at the boats?
You would have to swim to the surface, I would say, because they are definitely on top of the surface. You're probably some 20, 30 foot below, 20 foot below.
In that case, I'd swim before I get to them.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of, quite a way back, and then surface, just checking if there's anyone in the boats before I surface near them.
Okay.
But I'm quite a way out. I
Yep.
just want to pop my head up and then straight back down again.
Yep, sure. Okay. All right. Yeah, she comes up kind of around here-ish. You don't see anybody in the boats. There's no one apparent on those 4 boats. Each one of them is tethered onto like an iron ring, which has been driven into the stone. There's no one immediately there. They're all as much as you can see, all 1, 2, 3, 4 boats have a tarp over the top of them to protect them from the pouring rain for a start. And each one there's a set of oars, well, several sets of oars actually, at least 3 or 4 sets of oars, kind of racked up, and a couple of places the oars are sticking out of the tarp. From what you can see, there could potentially be someone inside the boats under the tarp, but at least at first glance, from these 2 boats, she can't see anybody.
Okay.
Yep.
She'll just have a quick listen against one of them.
Okay. Give me a roll, please.
99.
9, cool. Normally, guys, I would do this off camera, but in the interest of time and all that, what's your bonus, please?
75.
Thank you. Cool. Nope, doesn't hear a thing.
All right. Drops down and will continue on her way. She's aiming to sort of sit behind the totem rock.
Okay. So as she comes up to kind of about here, she strikes a bit of a problem. And that is the water gets increasingly more shallow. And by about that second rock, it's up to about ankle height. Oh, no, it's kind of almost your knee height. It's definitely getting shallower and shallower and shallower as she comes up.
And how far short of the rock can she get to, does she estimate? Without popping up. I mean, crawling, essentially.
Yep, 30 foot.
30 foot?
20 foot. Yeah, 30 foot.
Even if she's crawling on a belly?
Yep, she can start crawling.
Yeah, that's the idea. She wants to stay under the water.
Yep.
But start crawling. Yeah, so there's some water above her. I guess she wants to see, because that rock rises up, so she just wants to see if she can get under the cover of it while crawling.
Yep, got it. Got it. Just a second.
And if it really, she can't, she'll keep going and along.
Okay. So she's crawling up and she's getting really, really close. And all of a sudden, someone takes a shot at her.
No, she's under the water, though.
No, she's crawling.
Oh, no. My instruction was to remain under the water as far as she can.
Got it. Yep, but she can't. Yeah, someone takes a shot at her.
How do they see her?
Because the water is not deep enough to cover her completely. And
that was my point, is that she would remain, if she wasn't going to go any further if part of her was emerged from the water. That was quite clear. She's staying under the water. And if it's too shallow, she'll keep going.
It's too shallow, she'll keep going. I don't understand what you mean.
No. If it's too shallow, she'll go around. She'll go past the entrance and go the other way.
No, so the water gets shallow about here.
Sorry, we've lost the camera.
Oh, sorry.
So she wants to remain under the water. If she can't approach the rock while remaining under the water, under the cover of the rock, she will go past the rock and look to come up from to the other side of the cave entrance.
Yep. So she comes up here.
Sorry, I can't see the thingy.
Can't either. There you go.
Cool. Yeah, so I guess moving off to the, into the dark, off to the right.
Yep. So to explain, here, out to about that second rock, the depth of the water is about knee-height tops. It's shallow.
All right. So she'll go into deeper water and keep going around to the right of the cave. In there. She obviously round a bit, come out so she's out of sight of the cave, if that's possible.
It's not possible. That's kind of the point I'm making.
So obviously we ran out of diagram there.
Yeah,
but so there's what happens to the rock face as you continue to the right?
Wall. A sheer wall, as per that. See it there?
Yeah.
Sheer wall. Bang.
All right. And there's a rock that's sticking out there, isn't there? Seems to be. So if she were at surface level, would that provide her with cover?
She has a distance of approximately 15 or 20 foot from this angle, which is, I said 30 before, yeah, between, depending on where she is, 20 to 30 foot, which is not enough water to obscure her, not enough water to cover her.
Okay, well she'll prepare.
Underwater?
As far along to the right as she can. If she needs to, she just, as close to the cliff wall as she can, up against it if it comes to it, or is it shallow? Did it remain shallow the whole way, or does the cliff go out to sea?
The cliff, as per the image, goes out to sea. It's exactly it's that.
Okay, so pressed against the cliff, looking for a little dark place as best she can, and then she'll kind of raise her head upwards to get a gulp of air, and then go back and start preparing underwater.
Oh, that's a really good. She doesn't need to breathe. She breathes naturally anyway, correct?
Oh, it doesn't say. It just says move.
So I have the same spell, and it says essentially the way I read the spell is you are as if you are not underwater, because the spell is meaningless if you can't breathe.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, okay.
So I presume that she can breathe underwater, it doesn't need to.
Yeah, exactly. That was my take.
All right, great. But she'll prepare underwater then.
Okay. Okay. I really should have done that separately. What does the rest of the party do, please?
Are we in rounds or?
Gray would just remain as hidden as possible as he can against the wall, while waiting for the signs that they're supposed to be waiting for from Neathanol.
Okay.
Tarquin's against the wall next to Gray, waiting to see if anyone comes from the back, the Rolemaster or the person we don't see. He's looking along the water, along the beachfront.
Cool. Done.
Keros is holding, waiting to cast if needed.
Okay, thank you.
Are we in rounds, Chris? I wasn't sure. I thought we were in rounds.
Yeah, we kind of were, and then we kind of weren't. What does Askel do, please?
So Askel's still not very comfortable with us moving into what we'd call a kill box area. So he would actually like to walk past Tarquin back the other way, and he'd like to, knowing it's getting dark, but he's a half elf, but he'd like to just really keep an eye on the behind us and up onto the cliff face and the pathway that something could come down. That's what he'd like to be doing.
Yeah, cool. Okay, just keeping a good look at that. Great. Okay, what happens now, please? So we've gone out of rounds because, we've gone out of rounds. What are people doing?
I think, as a principle, Tarquin's going to follow Askel. So there's the two of them together.
All right. Okay. Cool.
Askel's not going too far ahead. I would point out. We're just actively looking behind us.
Yep. Brilliant.
Nicholas will be right next to Tanya, so ready to act.
Yep.
So if he was to step out from the rocks, he'd be able to see part of the wall.
Yep. Great.
Leif will move. Leif will hide amongst the rocks and perhaps be a little bit back from the group.
Okay.
But still within 100 foot of the wall, and he'll be preparing. Same with Mathan. And he'll and we'll mention to Keros that I believe that she should be closer up so she can cast her cold wall. I think was the. I mean, the group had a plan, and I think Keros would know that. I think that was the plan. If she could be up closer to Nicholas and Tanya, but still hidden against the cliff.
And Tanya will advise that if someone could crawl further and remain out of sight.
Okay, great. That's all happened. What happens now, please? We have come out of rounds. I'm just keen to.
Gray would be happy to be the one to crawl up further. He's got quite a good walk and hide.
Okay.
So he could do that.
Okay.
I mean,
marvelous. Thank you. Done. Let's do that. Cool. So Gray, you kind of shuffle up the line. you get to where Tanya's at, and describe to me what Gray does now, please.
He would he'd probably crawl forwards from there as like hugging to whatever coverage he can against walls and rocks.
Yep.
And move slowly and quietly forward.
Cool.
There probably is like a bigger rock in the distance, I guess, behind that.
Yeah, I mean there's kind of a chunk. Well, you can see it there, a chunk there.
Yeah, try to get around there.
Yep. Okay.
And also, just as he goes, just being very wary of any kind of like trip wires or things like that.
Cool. All right. Very, very good. Can you give me, please, a moving maneuver? It's a stalk roll. In terms of, just trying to think how to. Yeah, so it's a combination of being quiet, but it's also a combination of you keeping down as low as you can, correct, and hugging the wall.
Yes.
Cool. Give me a roll, please. I'm going to say this is a light maneuver.
92.
92. Good roll.
Yep.
What's your bonus?
80.
80. Brilliant. I mean, with all the noise of the waves and all the rest going on, hard to tell. He steps in a puddle, but God, there's noise all over the place. But he moves up and he's keeping down low, and he gets to there, with no adverse effects.
Mm-hmm.
I would like you, please, to give me a perception roll.
Sure.
And I'll ask for one from Nicholas and Tanya, who are very large on screen, in a second as well.
He rolled a 72.
Thank you. Nice. Okay, and roll again, please.
Mm-hmm. 48.
Nice. Okay. And can I have one from Tanya and one from Nicholas, please?
$49 from Tanya.
Thank you. Bonus of?
80. Sorry, let me just check. 83.
Thank you. Lovely. And Nicholas?
97.
97. Cool. Cool. All right. Gray, something into your channel now, please. In a second. Just coming. I haven't typed it yet. Just one sec.
Cool.
Okay, with you now. Oh, no. Nicholas, ignore that, please.
Oh.
Whoops. Sorry, wrong channel. Gray, coming into your channel right now. Sorry about that.
Okay.
What does he do, if anything?
I mean, he would maybe motion Tanya forward or one of the other players as well, because he wouldn't want to call out to say what it is. But he would motion them forward, but also point at the totem pole.
Okay, so what does he do in order?
I guess he would point to the totem pole, and then maybe like motion them forwards slowly, I guess. Like,
Okay. All right. So basically, moves forward as described. Notices what I described. Looks up. Points at it. And kind of motioning his companions to come over. Correct?
yes.
Okay. Cool. As soon as he does that, as soon as he points at the totem pole,
I'm good.
there is a and a blast of energy from your old friend, this guy. Hovering just in that position. And he's aiming right at Grey.
He's wearing rubber boots. It won't hurt.
Just coming.
Ooh.
There we go. Gonna give him a surprise. Facing. Grey, you are really, really lucky that you're holding a shield. This bolt of energy, basically as soon as you pointed at him, smash onto your shield. And suddenly, yes, this person is visible. Grey, you were lucky, really, really, really lucky you survived. And for others' benefit, just a second.
Ignore Wingy's comments at the top.
Oops. Oops a day. Whoa. There we go. Yeah, not quite like that, but close enough. There we go. And we are going to go into rounds. I'm going to show you the
So
map.
what we'll be seeing?
Yeah,
Oh,
yep,
cool.
you're just about to. Just about to. There we go. So Grey, you've crept up here, and person partially obscured by this totem pole has basically reached around the totem pole. They're not completely obscured by it, by the way, and he's just pointed a hand at you, screamed and fired at Grey, and he's yes, and that is where we're going to go into rounds. Grey, I'm going to say you've moved this round to kind of move up, point, and then do that.
Yep.
So. Next actor, Neathanol, you're still underwater. I'm going to say you've got another two rounds to go. Another round to go. Jada, you're back down the pathway. You've just seen Grey kind of whispering down the line, hey, Grey's moving up, and he has. And you've seen this partially obscured figure partial cover with the totem pole. You've all seen it because there was this absolutely fearsome blast of energy. Not that one. That one. Any action from you, Jada?
I think I'll throw up a Blade Turn 1 spell.
Okay.
That is 89 roll.
Okay, cool. That's
It's an instant one.
Yep, sure thing. Cool. Spell goes off. What's the effect?
So if anything attacks me, it gets 100 subtracted.
Ooh, nice.
And including melee attack.
Okay.
And is that my whole move, or can I just step back towards the rock a little bit?
So, casting a spell is a 75% action.
75, so I'll just stand by those rocks.
Or is it an instant spell? I'm not sure.
Oh, it is instant, yeah.
Yep, so you got 90% left to act. What do you do with your 90%?
Oh, so, can I see myself?
Nope.
Oh, it's so dark.
No,
I'll just go, I don't want to be in the water or against the rock. I'll just go back against the rock as far as I can go, crouch down.
Cool, done. Crouching down, done.
Thank you.
Keros, you've just been alerted to this. You're a few paces down. In fact, you're directly behind, I think Severin was next. No, Neathanel was next. What do you do?
I'm so sorry, I've been on the phone again with work. I have missed that whole chunk. Shall I wait till the end? That's going to
No, it's
put
okay.
you off. Sorry.
It's all right, sweetheart.
I'm so sorry.
That's all right. It's all good. So Gray moved up, pointed at around the totem, and this person here has just suddenly revealed himself and kind of lurking around the totem. He's partially obscured. He's around kind of the side of it, so he's got partial cover, and he's just attempted to blast Gray. He's become visible by firing at Gray.
Thanks so much. Do I have a clean shot line of sight on him without...
As I say, he would... Oh, yes. Yeah, he would have partial cover, though. Partial hard cover.
I'm going to throw an ice ball at him.
An ice ball?
Ice ball with a B.
Ball. B?
Oh, wait. You queried it, so now I'm going to query it.
I just wanted it.
No, you've queried it. Let me. I'm so sorry. It just throws me when I have to take these work calls. I'm going to throw something at him. I'm going to throw a... Oh, God. Bolt or ball? Bolt or ball? With the ball, do I need a skill? I've got a skill in bolt. Remind me, sorry.
Rolling a ball is basically just chucking and seeing. It's like the hand grenade.
That's right.
Good for... Yeah, it's like a hand grenade as opposed to the bolt, which is like a bolt.
And I've got a skill in that. Oh, God, What do I do? Sorry, I'm so behind. I'm going to throw a bolt, an ice bolt.
Cool. Make an attack, please.
So sorry for my inattention.
All good.
You know, my new work and...
All good.
Oh, God, I rolled a 2.
That is a spell failure.
Oh, God.
Roll the... I just need some light in here. There we go.
Again?
Yeah. Keros, roll the spell failure, please.
God. 62. 6-2.
Thank you. Subconscious fear causes caster to cast an ineffectual spell. You're stunned for 1 round, Keros. So next round, you're stunned.
So sorry, everyone. Sorry.
All good. Unfortunately, you do lose those power points. Please take them off, and you're stunned next round. Next person is Leif.
Oh, right. Give me a second. I think he might try that. Oh, no. Sorry. 100 foot. No. Have that. Nope. He is going to continue to prepare.
Done. Great. Ray, that was your round. He's reacting to you, and you've seen that, so that is your round this round. Etienne is next.
Continues to cast. Prepare, sorry.
Cool. Thank you. Askell. You're kind of down here-ish, where the, well, not quite where the cursor is, but you can definitely see what's happened.
So he can see behind him, it's happening behind him, or?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So he was facing forward, that was all. As in a way.
Back towards the cliff, yes he was.
Yeah,
so no,
yeah.
Okay, so, yep.
You might have heard some kerfuffle, but yeah, so he's definitely still just looking back towards the pathway down and up.
Done.
He's just trying to keep an eye on that back area.
Cool. Nicholas, thank you.
How many rounds has Nicholas prepared?
4.
4. Nicholas will hold.
Okay.
And perhaps cast it later in the round.
Cool.
He's wanting to see. He knows other people will be wanting to attack. So.
Yep. Demos.
He will. I don't know. I think he will. I think he'll stay put for the minute.
Okay.
But be ready to parry if something comes at him, or attack if the opportunity rises.
Cool. Sure thing. Thank you. Lovely. Severin.
I would like to fire an arrow.
Okay. Give me a roll.
$89.
Nice. Good roll.
And with the bow, he is 102.
Okay. He is. He does have partial cover, as mentioned, but there is enough of him to still see, and yeah. Sorry, that was a 92 for the composite.
102.
102.
With he's got a +10 arrow thing that he
Oh, yep. Cool. Thank you. Yeah. Wham. Even though he's lurking behind, that's a really good roll. It's 21 on E puncture. Roll the E, please.
$83.
Sorry?
83.
83.
Yay!
Yay!
Oh, that's so good. Yay!
Nice shooting. Nice shooting, Tex. Yeah, there's kind of a gurgling sound. Yeah, I'm gonna narrate this one. No, I'm not. It's your kill. What happens?
Well, I don't really know what happens to him, but hopefully he's dead, and hopefully I've just shot him in the neck. So if that's gargling, that would explain that. So yeah, but I don't know what happens because he's flying. Does he fall out of the sky, or does he?
Yeah, he does.
Couldn't happen to a nice bloke.
Yeah, indeed. He thought that he was in enough cover. He wasn't in enough cover. That is killed. 5th level.
Hurrah!
1 for the home team. Mython.
Nicholas is very pleased about that. He did not like being shot by that guy, so it was like.
Cool.
Mython will continue preparing.
Okay.
She would have moved up more.
Okay, what does that mean, please?
Oh, sorry. She is easily within 50 foot of the cave, isn't she? Yes.
Yep.
Yep. She'll just shuffle her. She'll shuffle her 10 foot up. Her 10% movement up while holding prep.
Sure.
She's still got her bow and arrow knocked and ready under her cloak.
Yep. Tanya, action from you, please.
We'll crawl forward and go to Grey. There's a sort of, there looks to be a little pull in front of Grey, and she would like to stand in that pull in and aim, keep out of sight from Chappie, the door, so stay low, and then go into that little corner cave and then keep a bow. Out of, making sure she's out of sight. And keep a bow on the string in case anybody else comes out.
Cool. Give me slightly about the same, I guess. Crossbow and longbow. Give me a light stalking maneuver, please.
10.
10 plus 115 from memory.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, she moves up quite easily. Bow in hand, a little bit cumbersome with a very lengthy longbow. Was she able to completely obscure the length of her longbow sticking out here? She did her very best to. Doesn't know 100% if she did. She gets to there. Anything else she's doing this round, please?
It's actually plus 1, 3, 4, but anyway. No, she's going to keep on guard with her bow pointed along the cave entrance in case anybody else comes out.
Cool. Tarquin, you and Askell are playing Tail and Charlie at the very back. You're facing back the other way. Any particular anything else that you're doing, please?
Other than looking to see if anyone's coming from behind, I guess we can't help have noticed what's happened. But I think my attention will be looking for people coming up our rear.
Okay, sure. Cool. And I'm not going to do a perception roll every round, but yeah, I will ask for some perception rolls a bit later. Nice one, thank you. Okay, and that is the end of that round. I'd said actually 2 rounds for Nathanal, but let's assume she's good to go this round, just to keep things moving. Nathanal, what are you doing, please?
So, she'd like to be not out of her depth, but under the water, and then she's preparing a spell, and then she'd like to, I guess, as far off to the right as she was, as close to that cliff wall on the other side as possible. So I went into the dark over there.
Yep.
Staying under the cover of that wall as tight as she can.
Yep.
And then maybe even using it, with her hand to move her up and down. She would like to pop up and cast a spell. If you zoom into the wall, that you see where that chappie and the white is. Yeah, she'd like to cast a spell in there.
Okay. Sure thing. Give me a roll, please.
Uh, 34.
34. Sure. She's prepared 4 rounds.
Now this is overcasting by 1 level.
Okay. 34.
But gesticulating as best can. I suppose
not really underwater. No.
Oh, but she moves as she does on land underwater.
No. Doesn't check out. Anyway, the spell does go off.
All right.
What happens?
Caster shoots forth a ball of compressed air that bursts upon reaching target, attacking everybody within a 20-foot radius.
Cool.
Results determined on the cold ball or attack table or critical through impact.
Cool. Excellent. Can you please roll a resistance roll.
Myself.
Yes. Well, the spell, I should say.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, got it. 42.
Okay. Cool. You are. What level is she? She's 9th, I think. Correct.
9, yeah.
Yep. And what is your essence, please?
One moment, please.
Thank you all.
+3.
Okay. So the spell rockets forward, and then right about here, just disintegrates.
Bollocks. And she'll duck down with the remaining 10%.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, I mean, she does it just in the nick of time. Some arrows fly over her head. Okay. Okay, I'm going to end that round, unless anybody's absolutely urgent to do anything else.
Can we talk?
Oh yeah.
No.
Well, I assume that was the cue that we were waiting for our
Okay,
attack.
cool. So you're attacking.
Yep.
Go for it.
Well, I assume that that's what our agreement was.
Yep, cool. So, into the new round. Lovely. Yes, it was. And you'd said before that...
We'd agreed on a...
Yep, a signal. Very good. So, next round, Neathanal, it is you again. So you've popped up, you've basically popped up out of the shallows, you've attempted the spell. What happens now?
She'll move.
Okay.
And she'll go back to... Really much she can do for spell protection. I guess she'll go back to the boats.
Okay. Take her probably, if we go, I'm not going to dwell on this too much, but what's that? I don't know.
She'll run. She'll run.
Okay. Give me a running roll underwater, please. See if she trips on a barnacle or something.
5.
Give me a roll, please.
Does she get a bonus on that?
Yes, she does. Yep.
68.
Cool. 5 minus 68. And what's her... she doesn't wear armor, so just her agility, please.
+35.
+35. Cool. Okay. 28. Yeah, I mean, she just makes only about half her movement. She just runs very slowly. I don't know, maybe it's the force of the water or something. But she only makes a little bit of distance this round. Next. Great. What do you do, please?
Well, the guy's dead that shot him, right?
Yeah, you just saw somebody, you probably didn't see who, but one of your companions has put an arrow through his neck, and he's kind of gurgling, and you can see blood pooling out from the side. You can probably see his leg sticking out of here.
You probably do a little smile and a thumbs up to Severin, and and he would start to load his crossbow.
It's loaded.
It's loaded?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Well, then he would very, very cautiously peek just to see who he could target around that rock.
Okay.
But a very quick little peek.
Yep. Yeah, look, there are... give me a perception roll. It's the fairest way to do it. Give me a roll, please.
Sure.
And I'm not going to ask for master here.
Oop. 46.
46 plus...
well, I've been saying 37, but it's actually 38, so...
46
there we
plus
go.
38.
Extra
Cool.
point.
Cool. Extra point. Yeah, look, he glances around. There's a... Yeah. I mean, literally just pops kind of... can you see the screen? Can you see the camera?
Yep.
You know, if the corner's there, you know, he comes out just an eye, basically. There was a figure there, but they know he's there, and there's a crack of an arrow next to his head.
Okay, cool. I think you might just wait in place for now and work up the courage to fire.
Okay, so holding at the moment, done.
Holding, but also having his shield up ready as well as his bow. Sorry, so he's just gearing himself up to shoot.
You can't.
Oh, you can't have both. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Well then he's just using the rocket for now.
You were lucky. GM mistake. I gave you his shield when he was shot. Lucky you. Yes. Whoops, that was a mistake of mine because he had his bow out. You're lucky. Jada, you cast a deflection spell last round. Anything else you're doing? Well, what are you doing this round?
Prepare. I'm going to prepare to fly. No, I'm going to go invisible.
Okay,
Sorry.
Cool.
Prepare to go invisible.
Lovely.
Thanks.
Thank you. Nicholas. Your two companions up front have moved up.
So Nicholas is going to hold.
Hold? Yeah.
He's going to cast a spell later in the round.
Cool. Tarquin at the back. Tarquin, I will ask for a perception roll, please. Hello, Tarquin. Is
51.
51. Thank you. Thank you. Just coming. 5-1. Lovely. Yeah, okay. Plus 90. Cool. Tarquin, again, in your channel in Twilight. Just coming. It'll be with you in a second.
Yep, I've seen... Oh, no, hang on.
Just coming. That's... Cool. With you now. Any further action from you, Tarquin?
How much action have I got left? 70%?
70, correct.
Then Askell is close to me, right?
Yeah, right next to you.
So what I'm going to say to Askell is, I've seen 2 to 3 figures up at the top of the ledge. Then how much does it take me to... And do we know about how far away are they, Chris?
Yeah, they'd be something like, call it 300 foot away from you, approximately.
Okay. So I'd say to him they're about 300 foot away. We've got some people coming towards us. They're probably Roldenic.
Okay.
And I guess that'll take my turn up so he knows.
Cool. So Askell, you're now armed with that info, and on your turn we can have a discussion. Again, guys, with such a large party, I'm not going to split you up, but I probably should have for this. That would have taken, I don't know, another, say, 30% of your round, so you've got 50% left. Any other actions for the remainder of it?
So I've got a spell that I've prepped for a little bit here. If I knock my arrow, will I lose all my spell prep?
No.
I have a short bow, which I think I can hold in one hand with an arrow knocked.
Yes, you can do that.
If I can, I'll do that. And wait.
And with the spell prepped from when you'd moved up previously. Cool. Yep. Leif.
Leif's going to cast the Phantasm.
Cool. Give me a roll, please.
$30.
30? Okay. He's been preparing for forever. Spell goes off. There is now... Describe what happens, please.
So he can do it within 100 foot. Yep, and it's 1 minute per level, so 8 minutes. Yes. Just get over my PowerPoint down.
Any particular flavour of character?
Yeah, I think just for fun. He's going to do some sort of robed mentalism, magician-y sort of person. Yeah, like a robed person who will step out from where Grey is.
Yep.
Step out quite boldly, I think, and put their hands to their head and sort of do a big gesture towards the cave. And then, even though their faces are obscured, the body language will be confused looking and, yeah, basically, what the fuck.
Okay, cool. Cool. So Gray's here. This person steps out.
Well, no, so actually, we'll run towards the totem pole rock and sort of, again, in the usual fashion of these phantasms, take cover, but it won't be very effective cover, but it would look like they're trying to take cover and do their mentalism spell at the barrier or at the cave.
So, what's the rough direction of travel? Please describe. You know, Leif's back here, but he can obviously cast it wherever he likes. Yeah. What's the?
He'll cast it crouching down beside Grey.
Okay.
And then it'll run out from there and try and dash across that gap.
Okay, that's like a 5 foot gap there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But pretend to take cover and then do its spell.
And then do its spell.
Basically, it's there to draw fire.
Yeah, got it.
And a bit of comic relief for us.
For sure. So there are a flurry of arrows that hit this thing. They go right through it, of course. So hang on, where are we? Actually. Okay. Might be a little bit excessive, but a number of arrows. At least 4 or 5 perhaps. Some definitely from this gap here.
Yep.
And there's a shout, by the way, as well. Yeah, there's a cry or something happens. So some arrows definitely come from here, and some arrows come from directly inside the cave too.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, and if this phantasm could be dead, it's very, very dead. It certainly had some of the arrows missed, but a number of them went right through its chest. One went through its head. Yeah.
Would Grey be allowed to take advantage of that situation and then pop up and shoot an arrow, or is that his turn's already gone?
So the way it works is you declared an action, and your action was he was going to hold and wait. When you cancel an action, so your decision was I'm going to crouch down and wait and wait for pluck up the courage to fire. He loses 10% of his action. So you have it's kind of like a hesitation is probably the best way to think of it. So you're focusing on crouching, and then you I should do something else. So he has So, and I'm yeah. I mean, you didn't say that. Oh, I mean, yeah.
It's all good if he can't. It's all
Yeah. So certainly, so he perceived for 30 and motioned and pointed at the figure. He then he was crouching anyway, so he didn't move, and then a 40 on top of that.
Sorry, Chris. The perceiving was the round before.
Are you sure?
Perceiving and pointing was the round. Absolutely. Because he had a second
it was
time.
too.
Yeah.
Was too. Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah. No, thank you, Pete. Well done. So yes. So Gray has action.
Okay, cool. Yeah, he'd like to quickly pop up once the arrows have flown and just try and fire off a shot at one of the targets.
Okay. Not okay. Not that it really matters, but just as it happens, the one target you can see is your old friend. Remember the guy you were chasing?
Oh, that guy. He's his shot mustn't be too good because he was pretty hit.
No, he didn't got. He got winged. He got clipped, but he didn't take any serious injury.
Okay.
Give me a roll, Gray, please.
Sure. $98.
Ho ho! And by the way, these people are not being silly. They're ducking back into cover. Gray just happened to time it well. Trying to find him. Not seen for looking. There it goes. Cool. That was a 98.
Yeah.
Roll again.
Ooh. 60.
Nice.
Do you need his crossbow score?
Can you tell me? I'm pretty sure I know what it is, but can you tell me?
66.
66. I actually had 65, but 66 it is. Wallop. He was just. I would give him partial. Actually, I would give him partial cover because he's ducking out of the way. But even with partial cover, so he got fit plus 50 to his defensive bonus for ducking and also being in behind crates. Even with that, with a roll like that, that's 25 and an E. Make the E count, Gray.
Okay. 84.
Gotta do it. Which is exactly the same result as Severin did before.
Fantastic.
Yay!
Uh-oh.
No, wrong one.
Yay!
No, wrong one. It definitely wasn't a boo. Well done. Nice shooting, Gray. What happens? Describe what happens.
He ducks up and for a second he thinks he recognises someone and that's who he shoots for, and he fires it and it feels good and it goes straight through the guy's eye. And then he ducks back down real quick.
Yeah, that's kind of smart. Okay. Nice work, Gray. Well done.
Nice. Thanks to the phantasm.
Yes. Yeah, totally. Leif, you've acted. Keros, what are you doing?
I think I'm stunned this round, but I'm happy to go.
You are. Well done. Thank you. Well done.
Just being honest,
Yep.
I'm doing what Pete does.
Yep. Etienne.
He's gonna. I think he was preparing.
Yep.
I think he'll hold it.
Yep. Cool. Preparing. Cool. Lovely. Askell, Tarquin just said something to you.
Yep. Askell would be acknowledge what he's just heard, and Askell would be looking, trying to see as much as he can about where that movement was, and also looking up for any missile fire.
Yep. Give me a roll, please.
$57.
Cool. And his bonus?
Plus 31.
Cool. All right. Yeah. Bit of information actually for both of you. Firstly, you initially, Askell, you see this. Just coming. I can't find Askell's channel. Oh, where are you, Askell? Can't see you for looking. Let's see, Keros, there we go. Ascalian. It's not spelled Askell. Firstly, you see that, and then you and Gray see the following.
Tarquin or Gray?
Tarquin, sorry. Beg my pardon. Tarquin and Askell. I'm going to put it in both your channels now.
Okay.
Sorry, Chris, where have you put it?
Just coming. I don't type quite that fast. Just 1 second. I'll tell you when it's in.
I just hold you in such high esteem.
Okay. Coming with you now, first into Askell's channel, and then into Tarquin's channel. Askell, you had you had some action left.
Definitely Kirk. Oh, crap. How much action do you have left?
70%.
Oh, yeah, it's quite a bit. Yep.
Anything else? What's he doing with his remainder?
I think he better move quickly back to the last person.
Okay.
Who was that? Etienne?
Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look.
Nathan, Etienne.
Tarquin. Sorry, what am I talking about? It was Mithan.
Mithan. And who was next to Mithan? Was it Etienne?
Next one is Leif, then Etienne, then Jadar, then Keros.
Oh yeah, okay. Askell would move to by Mithan and just sort of say as much as he can of they're coming down the hill.
Okay. Cool. Done. Thank you.
Thank you.
And if he had any more action, he would turn to face back the other way.
My understanding is that Askell and Tarquin didn't move any further back. They had just simply turned around, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. Tanya.
Well, I think seeing the phantasm, she would take the advantage. Seeing the arrows fly, she would have a little pop out and back again. And if there's a target, she'd take it. Obviously, it's the same place that the only one she could really get at, I think, and back again would be the same place that Grey fired.
Yep.
But and if there's another target, she'll take it, and if there isn't, she'll scuttle back.
Cool. Two things she sees. Firstly, this guy on the ground with Grey's kind of gurgling with Grey's crossbow bolt through his eye, and just a flurry of movement either side. Other people were back there. There's no target. She steps back.
Right. Step back.
Cool. Demos.
I think much the same. He'll, parry if he has to and attack if he can.
Cool.
But otherwise staying put, yeah.
Okay. Mython? Just been alerted. Yep.
Mython will ask Askell, who, how many?
Go for it, Askell, with a little bit left.
Oh yeah, I said it'd just be there's about 4 to 5 that have just flown down, much as we did, from the top of the cliff, and there's another 2 to 3 still up on the cliff, looking down. We need to prepare the attack.
That was, and does he answer the who?
No idea who.
Can't see.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Mython, you're now armed with that information.
Interesting. She will. She do. She's still got some words. Yeah. She will. So five coming down, and then there's them. She will hold her spell, continue with her concentration, and pass the message on.
Cool. Done. Down the line. Yep. Severin, you would be 2 or 3 down. I'm going to say it's communicated back to you relatively quickly that Mython whispers people behind you. You've also heard Grey just go, "Yeah, get some," from in front of you. Hello, Severin.
Oh, yeah, that's good. My go.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think he's probably going to turn his attention to that, and he's going to move forward to see what's going on with his. Still with his bow, keeping close to the cliff, and perceiving what he's just heard.
Sorry, is he going towards the cave or away from the cave, or where's he
Away
going?
from the cave. He's now more alarmed about what's behind, so
Okay.
he's just going to. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Very good. Okay, could you give me a perception roll, please?
$72.
72. Sure thing.
Plus 72.
Yeah. Roll again, please.
$74.
It's getting pretty hard to see in this light, and both certainly Tarquin has better vision than you, but whatever reason, Severin, you're particularly perceptive, and yes, you see exactly that. Can't quite see the numbers, but a number of figures moving in and around the far end, basically directly at where the cliff was, and where you and Mython took some shots, where you came out on that little ledge. And a couple of figures up the top too.
Oh, on the path itself, right?
At the top of the path, and then at the base of the cliff. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And you've restrung your bow. Cool. Yep. That is the end of that round. My alarm went off 10 minutes ago.
Oh,
I'd be
sorry.
What's that, Pete?
So you finished, but Nicholas had action too.
Okay. What's his action?
So I did notice on that activity percentage table that there is for the advantage on initiative also applies to spells.
Yes.
Yes. So Nicholas would like to move out so he can see through the gap in the thing, the boxes, crates,
Yep.
and he is going to have advantage on initiative to anyone who he sees through there. So he'll act, I'm just checking, so he'll act first to be able to cast a spell, and then he'll be able to duck back in at the beginning of when it happens next round. Is that correct?
Unless for some reason they beat him on perception, yes. On initiative, yes.
Yeah, but he gets plus 50.
I actually did say at the beginning of the session off camera that we wouldn't be playing those new rules until next.
Yeah, until we've talked about them.
Yeah.
No, that's no problem. That's no problem. We can. He doesn't need to do anything.
Okay, we'll leave it this time because I did want to talk that through with people to explain.
Sure thing.
Thanks, mate. So nothing else for him.
Well, actually, then he will do a. Oh, they're at the far end. Well, he didn't know that. He would want to do he'd want to hearing that news. He'd want to turn and do a snap perception of 10% so he can hold his prep.
Yes, done.
Well, you can't do a simultaneously 30% perception, can you?
Not and prep and not and.
Not and prep. Yeah.
Well, hang on. Has he prepared for 4 rounds?
He has. Yeah, he's holding.
Right. Okay. So let me just check.
Oh, sorry, that's got a different percentage, does it?
Let me just check. No, I'm going to... It's a really good point. It's not... Yet again, it's not clear in the rules. I'm going to say that, no, he is held by his 90% action.
Cool. He'll just do a 10% perception, please, down the far end.
Give me a roll, please.
Just in case. Oh, 3.
Okay, remember, it could be really good.
Yep.
Plus...
Yep. 39.
Thank you. Minus 20 because it's a snap perception. It doesn't... no, he's aware of some movement down there, but he couldn't tell you how many people or whatever. It's quite distant.
Cool.
All right, guys.
Oh, sorry, what is the distance, by the way? Sorry, you probably said before.
I did say before. From top of my head, approximately 300 foot. Don't absolutely quote me on that. I can check, but approximately that.
No, that was the bow shots. Yeah,
it was. Right. So about that. Guys, one more round for the end of the night. Is that okay with people?
Sure.
Lovely.
Yep.
Cool. And then I really need to go to bed.
Yep.
All right. First off. Okay. Niathanel, you have prepared. Oh, no, you cast your spell last round. And you're now making your way slowly back in this direction, towards the boats.
Yeah, so heading for the boats. She'd like to get to the boats.
Uh-huh.
And untether one of them.
Okay.
Or I'd probably just cut rope, actually.
Yep. So, give me a running roll. She rolled a 5 last time, so she really didn't make much ground at all.
52.
Sorry?
52.
5-2, thank you. And her agility is?
Plus 35.
Plus 35, cool. Excellent, thank you. Yeah. So, this round she gets underneath, so she's out in the ocean, reasonably deep water. At least, I think I said about 20 foot, at least 20 foot down or thereabouts. And she can just make out Elven Eyesight is really quite handy in this situation. She can see the 4 boats above her. Next round, up to her what she wants to do next round. Great. You just put a crossbow bolt through someone's eye last turn. What do you do this round?
I guess he'd be restringing his bow.
Yep. So that's
and taking cover.
Yep. So you can do that in a snap is 120 action, so 1 round, 1.2 rounds, or if you want to do it at normal speed, it's 1.5 rounds.
He probably wants to do it a snap, just in case.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
So this round, and then partway through the round following, he'll be ready to shoot.
Yeah.
Cool. Jada, you were preparing last round to cast invisibility.
Yes, I'd like to do that. I've rolled a 75.
75. That is a successful roll.
Wonderful, thanks.
Different sound effects this time. Let's have a arcane sound effect. There we go. Jada, you are now down the line. You are now invisible. You cast the spell. You have 25% left to act. What do you do?
Ooh.
If anything.
I wonder if I can leap. Oh, no, I won't do it yet. No, I'm just going to stay there. That's all.
Okay. Cool. Very good. Right. Askel and Tarquin, you see this initially, but then I'm definitely going to say you pointed out to anybody that cares, kind of turn their head and glance. It's very easy to see. Behind you, at the base of the cliff, so looking all the way back, so you guys are sheltering kind of here. Gray and Tanya are up at the mouth of the cave. All the way back down here, somewhere you don't see who it is. I don't know if you'd actually be able to see those people at the bottom of the cliff, perhaps, but you would have seen them coming down. So Severin, I'm going to counter that. You actually saw people at the top, and there is that chunk of rock in the way. I'd forgotten about that. So Severin, you didn't actually see them at the base, but you definitely saw people at the top. Tarquin and Askel, looking back in this direction, and your eyes are absolutely focused in this direction. You're quite some way off, so you don't hear it, but just for dramatic effect. Suddenly, from here, there is this rocket of light. It's green in colour, and it goes massively up into the sky. Potentially miles up into the sky. It's reasonably broad, and it's quite a decent size. I'm going to describe it a little bit more in a second if I can find it. No, yeah, it's quite a broad beam of light, and it just rockets up into the sky. Very, very, very visible, and it would go up, you think, miles. We'll come to your turn in a second, guys, but you definitely see that, and then you can alert your companions as appropriate. Leif, what do you do, please? You're unaware of this. Oh no, you probably would see it actually. The glow of the light would be enough to alert you.
Thank you. Sorry. He's gonna have the phantasm. I don't know. Step out again, try another spell, and hide again.
Okay.
For what it's worth.
Okay.
Just if it can draw any more fire.
Okay. Tell me where it goes or what it does. It's kind of.
I mean, it will sort of step out. I mean, like dramatic effects, like.
Hello.
No, Yeah, like a pompous mage, like you can't, actually hurt me, sort of thing.
Right.
I've got this wonderful spell, and it steps exactly to there.
Okay,
Steps
cool.
to there. Does a different gesture, like it's rotating its arms or whatever, but still, it's mentalism. It's not gonna, yeah. And then look confused again and step back in.
Okay.
Basically.
Looks confused as a single arrow this time goes through its chest.
It's one less.
And then steps back. Okay.
Yep. Thanks.
Concentration is a 50% action. You got 50% left. What do you do? If anything. Going once, Pete. Going twice.
Oh, sorry, I'd muted myself. Sorry.
That's all
No,
right.
he'll hold.
Okay, thank you. Next up is Etienne. Etienne, this massive beacon or glow from behind you has just you can't help but be aware of it.
Basically, he's holding on to cast the spell, waiting for some sort of action, and then he will release it when. Yeah, but he'll keep holding for the moment just to see what's going to happen next.
Sure thing. Cool. Keros. You're now unstunned.
She's going to get the popcorn out and look at the phantasm and look for her cat.
Yep.
She's just going to hold and she's ready to snapcast.
Okay. Okay, snapcast what, please?
Probably an ice spell. Whether it's a wall, a bolt, or a ball. Is that enough?
Yes. Okay. And direction that she's facing and what she, where she, a little bit more information about what her target is, her intention.
Sure. Well, she'd be looking. I mean, obviously she's highly entertained and has her popcorn out. But I love the standing like Moon Man kind of walking. She's obviously looking straight ahead, and she's not a warrior. She's just ready to fire an ice ball if needed, or an ice blast to protect her teammates.
Cool.
Nothing overly strategic, really.
Okay. Which way is she facing? Down the line. Oh, no. You said she's looking in that direction.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Is that okay?
That's fine. Nicholas.
Can I ask about he sticks his head out from behind a rock.
Yep.
How much cover has he got?
Yeah, he'd have a good 90% cover. But
So that's negative 90 to an attack?
Correct, but there's always a lucky strike, but yes.
Yeah. Okay, so because his spell only needs a target, so just visual. So he's going to do that really cautiously.
Okay. And yeah, give me a perception roll to see if you see a target.
Yeah, true. With his shield up.
Well, he can't. If he's only putting his head out, he can't put his shield up because then he can't see.
Oh, okay.
So he will not get his shield. He will get either the rock or his shield. Your call.
Oh, got you. Okay. Yeah, no, definitely the rock.
Okay.
Plus
sure.
90 over plus 20.
Okay.
That perception is coming. 53 plus 39.
Say again, please.
53 plus 39.
Okay. The 3. You catch a small glimpse of someone. There will be a negative on this roll to cast on them.
But there's going to be a resistance roll too, but he just wants to cast his spell. I probably shouldn't, but yes, I'd like to cast, please.
Okay, give me a roll, please.
Oh, jeez.
It's a roll.
It's a 1.
Not great. Give me a
All of that.
Give me a roll, please.
Oh, God, I just wanted to cast a spell. 19. Okay.
19,
Okay.
all right. The strain causes cast to lose concentration. The spell is lost, but not points. You're lucky. So basically, hang on. Where's my sound effect? Where's my sound effect? Just coming. Yeah, here we go. Boom.
You're like, oh.
You get shot at, Nicholas.
Okay.
Uh,
Really with it.
You are in good cover, very good cover, but they roll well. It's the beauty of this game. Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, poor Nicholas.
No.
A fumble.
No, the other way.
Oh! This is not just him.
Bad guys can fumble too.
He'll do more damage with being shot at than his actual attack.
I love this game. Who here speaks speaks South Tongue, please?
Nathan does. Nicholas does to 5.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, so does Tarquin.
Okay.
Tarquin speaks South under 4.
Okay.
Jade is an 8. 8 spoken.
Okay.
I think Demos does.
Okay, so most
Yeah,
of you.
yeah, 3.
So echoing down the base of this cliff, you just hear someone just go, "Fuck!" or the equivalent in South Tongue.
Poor Nicholas.
2 fumbles against each other. Nice work.
Oh, man. And Nicholas will take cover again.
Yeah, sure. Askell, you and Tarquin have just seen this light behind you. What do you do?
I think Askell would be careful just to shield his eyes.
Okay.
Hmm.
Any other action?
We're out near the water. We're out near the water, aren't we, Chris?
So, say again, please, Giles.
We're out near the water, aren't we? And they're still about 300 odd meters away.
Yeah. So you are approximately here-ish on the cursor. Yep. We can see the cursor. You saw initially people at the top of this cliff where Mithan and Severin had been previously. You'd seen what I'd said, 4 to 5 people at least jump off and either fly or do something to come down. I had forgotten when I described that to you that this big slab of rock here was in the way, so you probably didn't see them land. Certainly at the base of where you're assuming they landed, this huge jet of light, of green light, this beacon of green light has gone up miles into the sky. And the distance was your question. I'd have to triple check on the map, but I think it was approximately, I'm going to say at least 250, more like 300 foot, something like that.
Okay, fine. In which case, Tarquin's going to take off at about a 60-degree angle into the water, dive into the water.
Yep.
And essentially swim under it. He's going to snap cast. Oh, it's not water vision. He's going to snap cast. Oh, where's it gone? Where's it gone? Where's it gone? His living underwater spell, his underwater movement, okay. But he's not. I don't quite know how much of this he can do in one move. So he might need to do that. I mean, he can hold his breath for 2 minutes. So he'll swim out a few strokes so he's into deep water, and then swim under the water.
Okay, so a lot going on there. For a start, the way I have Tarquin currently in my head is, and this is why I'd asked for a clear decision on encumbrance. Where do we get to on encumbrance for Tarquin? Does he have still his pack with him? I think he does. Or did he leave his pack at the top of the cliff?
No, his pack is at the top of the cliff, unfortunately.
Okay, that's cool. Thank you. Thank you. But he's got his sword with him and his bow and arrow. He currently has an arrow on the string.
That is true.
What does he do with the arrow on the string?
Yeah, he wants to keep his bow and arrow with him, but he doesn't really care about keeping his arrow on the string.
Okay. So
I think he'd hold his bow, lose his arrow, like literally drop it and get into the water.
Okay, cool. So dropping the arrow is a 0 action, and then so he's dropped the arrow, and what does he do now?
No, he'll dive into the water, which he knows for a few feet is
shallow.
Not deep.
Well, yeah, and it's reasonably similar to that, yeah. I mean that's So there's a lot of rock shelf.
Yeah. My suspicion is he'll be out as far as he can until he can dive, and he'll dive under the water.
Yep.
And I suspect that's his action done.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'd say that's probably right. And he's kind of coming out.
Probably slightly a sharper angle closer to the cliff face. He's going to want to get close to these people under the water so they don't know he's there.
Okay, sure. So I'd said approximately the shallow part was depending. It's quite shallow where Nyathana was. This is say 20 foot, so he can move 20, and I'd give you the end of his action is to hanging onto his bow is to dive under the water. If you want to give me a diving roll, please. Be a light maneuver.
Well, bedtime pass, it's 10.
Oh, it's shit. Yep. What was the roll?
I am showing my specificity. 67.
67, cool. And what's his moving and armor skill, please? He is wearing armor, I think.
Yeah, he is. Where will I find that?
Is he wearing rigid leather or soft leather?
He's wearing rigid leather.
Cool. So what's his rigid leather skill?
Movement is 68.
No, it's a skill. It'll be like bow skill or something like that.
Oh, his encumbrance is minus 10. Is that what you're after?
No. It's actually a skill. It'll be called rigid leather. Rigid leather. And
yeah, not good. 31.
31. I think he's actually. Let me just check. Yeah, he's actually in soft leather. He's in soft leather armor. Because it's he's wearing a leather.
Okay, that's 20.
Yes.
Yeah, 20.
A leather. Thank you. A leather coat.
Thank you.
Yep. Cool. So 67 plus 20 is 87. Yeah, easy. So his action is drops his arrow, wades 20 foot out into the water. It takes a bit of time because he's walking through the water, and then he dives into deeper water. And next round, next turn, next session, Tarquin will start underwater.
Thank you.
Demos?
Did he hear did he hear someone say that there were people coming from behind?
Yes.
He'd like to walk in that direction.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, turn around and...
How far is he moving, please?
I don't know. I think maybe because Severin's got a bow and arrow, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think he'd move past Severin.
Yep.
And then, I mean, that's all I can actually see. So
Oh, sure. I mean, but you imagine the
line.
Yeah, it goes down the shoreline. Yep. Like like that. So yeah, he can keep moving down. Move down as far as he wants.
He'd probably shuffle down.
Yes.
Up
You're
past.
closely putting away down there. They're going to start building up. And rinse out. Rinse out your Milo. You take your Milo cup.
Oh. Sorry. What was that? Please, Demos.
Sorry, probably up past Keros.
Past Keros.
Yeah.
Okay.
Past. Yeah.
Okay. So Demos, you're moving a little bit further down the line, and and I just threw you off the cliff.
Oh, there he goes.
There he
Bye,
goes.
Demos.
There he
Nice
goes.
knowing you.
It was nice knowing Demos. So he comes down and is standing. He's moved a little way down the line, and is standing next to Keros.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then he'll parry, and if he's good enough to be able to parry if he needs to.
Okay.
He would like to.
Very good. Seven.
He's gonna suggest that we. Well, he wants to urgently converse with the party, but he's going to suggest that we consider going back up the cliff.
Okay. Well, yep.
He's going to put that out for next time. Yeah, but we'll come to that next week. But at the moment he'll keep his eyes peeled on the far end of the. He'll say that, keeping his eyes peeled on the other end of the beach.
Okay. And I think he had a bow in his hand and an arrow on the string.
Yeah.
Cool. Mifan.
Where is she? She's there, Severin's there, yeah. She will say, sounds good to me, about, so we'd need to fly, assume, or climb ropes. And then she'll say, I can put a wood wall up, so she's offering that.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's the other option essentially is whether whether we turn to fight these then turn back again, or whether we're better letting them fight it out amongst themselves, assuming they are adversaries.
But yeah, she's still holding. Oh, she's holding. How much percentage is holding? It is 90. Holding a spell.
Yes, 90. Yep.
90. Yep. So that'll be your turn.
Yep. Cool. And Tanya?
Yeah, I think probably just bringing another arrow and just covering the front of the cave.
Cool. And it's the end of the rounds and the end of the session, except for one last thing. Several of you. Mifan, you spot up first, and then you point to Severin, and then some of the others. A sail. A ship has rounded the edge of see it? No. Yeah, here. It's come around here. It's still quite some way off, several miles away, or just in the gathering gloom. First thing you see is lights aboard the ship. And that is where we're going to leave the session for tonight. Dumbfounded silence, or are my players asleep? Or...
No, thank you. Thank you.
No, interesting. Just processing.
Yeah, a lot of things. It was a busy one.
Yeah.
We survived though.
The plot thickens.
Well, let's just kill everyone. It's nice.
Yeah. That's nice. That's nice.
It is nice.
Some action is good. Yes, definitely. We had both. Who did we have to awards? We had Grey to awards, and who was the other person?
It goes to Severin for an excellent shot.
Excellent.
Oh, thanks.
And Etienne, you had one to award for the hero party?
I think for our casting the Phantasm, I like that. That was fun. To life.
Excellent.
Thank you. Phantasming.
Phantasming away. There we go, folks. I'm just going to switch off. What are we now? Just a second.